Hi, I'm Danielle.
Hi, I'm Shihui.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
Hi, I'm Marla. We're doing a diversity audit on Zone Defense. Zone Defense is a small architecture, woodworking, and manufacturing company that builds mainly for offices of banks and hospitals in the tri-state area. They only have 11 employees that are permanent, and they're so small they don't even have a mission statement. Their annual revenue is about $2 million, and they have a decentralized power structure where the boss is the sole proprietor and has ultimate say in all business decisions.
Our criteria for diversity and inclusive organization starts with recruitment. Company must seek to hire a diverse group of applicants that work in the positions both in the office and outside of the office, including minorities of race, ethnicity, and sexual orientation. Male work is generally done by men. Make sure to take affirmative action in hiring women for jobs that are offered and they are qualified for within the company. If there are any BFOQs, ensure that they are well known in the job description to minimize misconceptions of discrimination. Examples of questions we asked to assess their diversity in terms of recruitment and our criteria for diverse and inclusive organization in terms of training are each new employer and current employee has received diversity training and is educated on its importance to the company and its culture. All employees, regardless of ethnicity, sex, or race, receive equal training when starting at the company and opportunities for training. Employees must feel that they are comfortable and able to ask for or receive assistance or clarification when needed. Some of the questions we asked to assess the diversity in training.
In order for a company to be considered diverse and inclusive under our criteria, there must be equal pay for both men and women in the same or similar positions, as well as those represented under Title VII. Regardless of minority status, employees must also get paid appropriately for their position within the market. Some questions we asked to determine the inclusivity and diversity of compensation in Zone Defense. To be considered diverse in terms of retention, the company strives to develop and retain their diverse team members by mentoring, coaching, and providing constructive feedback. This includes diversity training at the time of hire. Some of the questions we asked to determine if the organization is inclusive in terms of retention are:
We also believe that inclusion is an important aspect of diversity. This means that there is a high degree to which different voices of a diverse workforce are heard and respected. Every employee's voice is heard and respected no matter their protected class, position, or seniority in the company. In order for a company to be regarded as diverse, they must avoid in-group bias, meaning they do not favor members of their own group over others. With such a small workforce of 11 employees, it may be very easy to create an in-group bias against minority groups. Always remain aware, alert, and keep an open and honest view of all groups of people. Our last criteria for a diverse and inclusive organization is to avoid gender role socialization. With this type of gender-specific work, the organization needs to remain cognizant of potential socialization factors that may occur in their workforce and take the necessary steps to ensure that it does not happen.
Hi, let's present the analysis of the audit. The boss said he recruits new employees based on skills, regardless of sex, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or age. Salary and raises are based on skill of individual and seniority. The last person in is the first person to fire if they do not have enough work in the office to keep that person. Regardless minority or non-minority status, all employees except the woman office manager said that their compensation package was not sufficient based on their positions and job requirements, so everyone was paid equally poorly. However, the boss seems convinced that all employees are paid well.
There's no specific policy in place in case there's an issue of diversity in the Zone Defense office. If there's an issue of discrimination or hostile work environment in the future, especially if it includes the boss, it may be difficult for employees to do anything about it or know what to do about it because there's no procedure to follow except for going through the boss. A formal policy or procedure should definitely be put into place in order to be considered diverse. There's also no diversity training given at the time of hire for employees, so that's another criteria in which Zone Defense did not meet our criteria. The employees revealed that the feedback given in their company was definitely there, but it came in the form of yelling. This sort of feedback is inappropriate based on our criteria. As for retention, the Colombian, the Jamaican, and one of the women in the office have all been there just as long, if not longer, than many other workers in the office, including the white males. The office manager actually is a woman, and she's been there the longest out of anybody, and she's been given a lot of authority in the office.
Employees did mention a trend where the shop workers are foreign or immigrants most of the time, not very commonly women. Zone Defense outsources their shop workers from the union based on needs of a certain number of employees at work or skill. The hiring and payment of outsourced employees is not up to the boss. This could mean that the companies he's outsourcing from are not very diverse. Perhaps he should seek out more diverse sources for his outsourcing. A problem we found in this company is that only white, high-level employees have their own offices. The Colombian architect was the only one with a high-level position that did not have his own office. Instead, he had a large desk in the middle of the open office area/lobby where people consistently walked past between other offices and the shop door. He had no privacy or his own workspace.
This company seems to be diverse and inclusive regarding race, sex, ethnicity, and sexual orientation. There are 2 women in the office. One is the administrative assistant, which is typically a female-dominated position, but the other woman holds the office manager position, and this is a high-level position at the company. She has the second largest office and was the only one to say that she was happy with her compensation. The Colombian man holds the draftsman position. He designs and prepares all the shop work. Without him, the company would not be able to run. The foreman of the shop, who directs employees in the workshop, is a black Jamaican. Lastly, we found that there's no unisex bathroom. But considering how small the company is, and the fact that there are currently no known sexual minorities working at the office, we felt that it could be considered undue hardship to require the company to have one.
White male boss and proprietor of Zone Defense. Thanks for meeting with me about your diversity practices today.
No problem.
So let me just go through my notes here about the things we noticed about your company. You personally recruit based on skill, and that much is clear when it comes to your workforce. You have a black Jamaican, a Colombian, and 2 women working at your office, along with other non-minorities, and none of your employees seem to feel or report any issues of discrimination in your office. So keep that up. However, your shop does not seem to have the same diverse makeup. We were told by you, as well as your other employees, that a lot of the shop workers wind up being foreigners and not very commonly women. I know you have no control over how much they are paid or who the union sends to you, but in order to maintain good diversity practice, you should be going to a more diverse company for your outsourcing needs. We also suggest that you implement formal policy and procedure for any discriminatory events that may happen in the future, even though they're not happening right now. That way your employees know what to do if they see it or experience it. This includes having diversity training when you hire people. That way you create a standard of being inclusive and diverse in your company. You also don't have a formal feedback system. Now, George, I know you're giving feedback, but a lot of your employees seem to think that it only comes in the form of yelling. So this, combined with the fact that you tend to pay compensation that's low for its market, could affect your retention negatively down the line. In general, yelling at your employees is probably not very good practice, so it would be beneficial for you to implement a formal appraisal system that will give performance evaluations to your employees based on what they're doing right and wrong. Finally, there might be a slight issue of discrimination when it comes to who you chose to have private offices in your building. Now, while all the white high-level workers in your company have their own offices, including the woman office manager, your Colombian draftsman doesn't. And considering the fact that your company could not run without him, you might want to rethink that. He needs his own private area to work, and not giving him one at such a high level could be seen as discriminatory. So to make your company more inclusive, distribute your offices in the building based on your employees' positions. Does all of that make sense, George?
Yes.
Thank you.